Hi, welcome everyone to my Week 3 PowerPoint presentation titled Characteristics of Mediation. In Chapter 4, under Mediation, it discusses a certain process steps, characteristics in the mediation process. And under Landsberger's study in the section under Core Principles and Values, he lists certain characteristics of mediators in labor disputes, and he highlights 5 areas that we see in the book there. Now, under Henry Landsberger's full study that's listed in our book in Chapter 4, it's titled Final Report on a Research Project in Mediation. He sort of expands on the 5 bullet points. He discusses in his research, he's looking for consistencies in the characteristics. He tries to tie in psychological factors, and he found that there is a high correlation in certain characteristics and in different areas or different scenarios that needs mediation. And so he's trying to find that consistency there, and he's seeking sort of repetitive studies on it, and he's sort of setting the groundwork for future studies. He emphasizes that it's important because consistency can be a common area for training, and so that we should pay close attention in further research and possibly isolating, I guess, reoccurring characteristics within mediation itself. Other authors have used Landsberger's research and expanded on it. In 1988, Christopher Honeyman, in his book titled 5 Elements of Mediation, did a study when he took a road trip to observe different mediators in different scenarios, and he found that there wasn't any consistent training. Most of it consists of shadowing or classroom training, which are, in his opinion, too cookie cutter. And so, in his observations, he actually found certain consistencies in characteristics and steps. He found that effective mediators had 5 elements or exhibit 5 elements. One being investigation, meaning their methods. They use different methods, or they explore different methods for progress. Second is empathy. A lot of the effective mediators, showed empathy and being able to be being able to step in both parties' shoes, so to speak. And number 3 being persuasion. Persuasion being a big factor. Being able to change somebody's mind and see things your way is a very powerful tool. Number 4, he lists invention. A lot of the mediators, the effective ones, tend to come up with different ideas, different compromises to provide options so that they don't back themselves in a corner. And number 5, he lists distractions. In any mediation scenario, there's high tension, right? And just the redundancy of going into meetings in and out, you need a relief of tension, right? Whether it be a joke or a simple break. However, he did find that there were differences in sort of effectiveness, different levels that are related to the skills and knowledge of the individual mediator. So through that, he actually found that you can divide the 5 elements, and they can be used for training development. And so that's very similar to Frederick Taylor's scientific method, in where you're finding the one best way to do things, right? Division of labor. And so I find that following these steps are or actually is pretty effective. From my experience in seeing some conflict within our city and being involved in some discussions, it's important to find a right mediation process or even facilitating it, because it is a lot cheaper than litigation, which I don't believe any public agency can afford. And so within that, we need to keep the public trust. right? We need to be transparent and cost effective and being efficient. And so sometimes our services crosses boundaries, and we need to find a proper solution. And so, finding the right way to move forward and training in it is a great thing. And so, with that, I'll end here. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to contact me. Have a great week.